Imagine an island, a jewel in the Mediterranean, Crete. Long before Athens or Rome, Crete was home to the Minoans, Europe's first great civilization. Artists, sailors, builders, they vanished mysteriously, leaving only myths. For centuries, their story was buried. But what a story it is. It's a tale of ambition, creativity, and a deep connection to the sea. The first settlers arrived around 7000 BC, not as conquerors, but as farmers from Anatolia. They brought wheat, barley, and livestock, finding paradise in Crete's fertile land. Small communities grew, learning to farm olives and grapes, future sources of wealth. Life followed the land's rhythm, but the sea beckoned. The sea isolated and protected them, but also promised adventure and connection. Over generations, villages grew, people mastered clay, stone, and the waves. They built better boats, read the stars, and became true islanders. No longer just farmers, they were becoming seafarers. The dawn of Crete was ending. A brilliant new day was about to break. The stage was set for something extraordinary. The Minoans were ready to shape history. Their journey from humble farmers to masters of the sea had begun. Crete's story was no longer quiet. A civilization was awakening. By 3000 BC, the Bronze Age transformed Crete. The Minoans mastered bronze, creating better tools and weapons, but focused on trade, not war. The sea became their highway. Their ships sailed the Aegean, connecting islands and cultures. They traded olive oil, wine, and pottery for copper and tin, growing wealthy and powerful. With this wealth, they built monumental palaces, none greater than Knossos. These palaces were administrative, religious, and economic centers, bustling with life. Open, airy, and adorned with art, they showcased advanced engineering, drainage, plumbing, and vast storerooms. Scribes and officials managed resources, keeping meticulous records. The palaces announced Minoan confidence and sophistication. Crete was now a maritime power, its influence felt across the Mediterranean. The Minoans had arrived. Their civilization was at its peak. Trade was the lifeblood of the Minoans. Their ships connected Crete to Greece, Anatolia, Egypt, and beyond. Minoan pottery and frescoes have been found across the Mediterranean. They exported olive oil, wine, and exquisite crafts. In return, they imported metals and luxury goods. This wealth fueled a vibrant, cosmopolitan culture. To manage it all, they developed two scripts, hieroglyphic and linear A, used for record-keeping. Though linear A remains undeciphered, it reveals a literate, organized society. Minoan innovation extended to engineering and art. Their frescoes burst with color and life, nature, animals, and ceremonies. They pioneered architecture with unique columns and advanced water systems. The Minoans were not just traders but creators and thinkers. Their culture was open, dynamic, and influential. Crete became a hub of ideas and artistry. The Minoans set a standard for beauty and ingenuity. Their legacy endures in every artifact. Minoan art reveals women at the heart of society, priestesses, leaders, and goddesses. Their prominence was unique in the ancient world, suggesting a society that revered female power. The mother goddess, often depicted with snakes or lions, symbolized fertility and nature's force. Bulls were equally central, symbols of strength and virility. Bull-leaping rituals, shown in frescoes, celebrated courage and harmony with nature. Minoan society valued ceremony, community, and balance over conquest. Their art celebrated life, not war. It was a culture seeking harmony with the world around them. Crete's beauty hid danger, earthquakes and volcanoes. Around 1700 BC, a massive earthquake devastated the palaces, but the Minoans rebuilt, stronger than before. Then, around 1600 BC, the Thera volcano erupted, unleashing tsunamis and ash. Ports and towns were destroyed, crops and water poisoned, trade collapsed, and the economy crumbled. The Minoans, weakened and isolated, became vulnerable. Mycenaean Greeks, once students of Minoan culture, seized the opportunity. They arrived in Crete bringing new weapons, customs, and the linear B script. The Golden Age was over. Minoan civilization was mortally wounded. The island's destiny shifted. The Mycenaeans became the new masters. The Minoan era faded into legend. Mycenaean rule marked the end of Minoan uniqueness. Art and culture grew more militaristic. Crete became a minor player in a Mycenaean world. By 1200 BC, chaos swept the region. Palaces burned, trade vanished, and literacy was lost. The Minoan culture disappeared, but perhaps not its people. Some may have become the sea peoples, wandering the Mediterranean in search of a new home. For millennia, the Minoans were forgotten, their memory surviving only in myth. That changed in the 20th century when Arthur Evans uncovered Knossos. The lost world of the Minoans was revealed. sophisticated, peaceful, and captivating. Archaeology gave them back their story. The Minoans, once lost, are now found. Europe's first great civilization rediscovered,